Talk WWE.
I got filled. So I was seeing the WrestleMania tweets. Were y'all seeing it all day Sunday? Mm-hmm. I know what's going on. My brother loves wrestling. I called him. I got like a 30-minute breakdown.
Yeah.
And these motherfuckers are some of the greatest storytellers in the history, at least in my lifetime. I don't know if the way they build up. So this guy named Roman Reigns, he is actually The Rock's cousin. It's like a wrestling family, like a lineage. WWE for years was trying to build this guy up as like a good guy, make him like John Cena, and fans didn't really like him. There's also this interesting thing with wrestling fans where like WWE kind of acknowledges it's fake now, and the fans kind of analyze it like we analyze like Game of Thrones, like the story.
Yeah.
So they're like critical of him. They don't really like him. COVID happens, and then he like over COVID when they're not wrestling develops. He's like, I'm gonna develop this bad guy character that's like really nuanced. Goes to Vince McMahon is like, if either you let me turn heel or I quit, because this shit is not working. Oh wow! So he develops this whole like he's like a mafia boss or something, and like all of his family that's wrestlers. He still has 3 cousins wrestling, calls it the Bloodline. Right? And then people start fucking loving him. They're like, yo, this character is great. Yeah. He becomes champion. It's undefeated for 4 years, or he holds the belt for 4 years almost. And then The Rock comes back, and there's this other guy, Corey Rhodes, that like has his own backstory that I don't think is as worth getting into, but like fans really want him to get the belt. Last year, they think he's gonna get it at WrestleMania. He loses. Everybody's livid. And WWE's like, just trust us. We got this. They build it up for another year. Almost 4 years they're building up this fucking this storyline.
Some Avengers shit.
Yeah, and then I'm sure it's building, other things are happening, but like adding more pieces, developing the nuance. The Rock comes back, and he is initially gonna fight this guy Roman Reigns for the title. Because he's the biggest, that's the biggest views. But then the fans are so upset, The Rock is like, you know what? Fuck it. Let these 2 guys fight. Corey Rhodes, I think is his name. Yeah. Cody Rhodes. And Roman Reigns. And I'm going to turn heel, which is crazy. My brother put this in perspective. Think about being a borderline billionaire movie star and be like, nah, I'm going to be hated. Yeah. Like the girl, like apparently there's this little girl crying on video, like, I can't believe The Rock is a bad person. Why is he doing this? Because they don't know.
Oh, don't talk about Meek like that.
Get out, Rock. Meek, you're making it so hard, bro. You're making it so hard for us to defend.
We were all Meek in that moment, bro. We wanted to get up.
I watched there's like a...
Get up, Rock! Come on, Rock, get him!
So there's a 7-minute clip. I watched 5 minutes. I saw a 5-minute clip of like, they bring out John Cena, they bring out The Rock, The Undertaker makes an appearance, and the way they fucking deliver with every one of these massive cameos, it's like perfect. Yeah. You're watching it. I don't know any of this wrestling shit. I'm watching this. When The Undertaker comes on, I'm like, I'm so hyped.
Do you want to see the highlights?
Yeah.
I don't know what we can play in the full, but just to get the vibe.
So they bring out like every Hall of Fame potential GOAT wrestler. They bring them back if they can afford this. And then they have this guy Cody Rhodes win. And again, years in the making. Wow. And then this guy Roman Reigns, they love him so much as the girl is announcing the new champion and like Roman is losing the title. And they kind of think this is the beginning of him retiring. She's literally crying as she's making the announcement. Like, everybody's so invested in the story. They all acknowledge it's fake, basically. Everybody's aware it's fake. And it's just like character development, storytelling. It's fucking unbelievable. My respect for wrestling skyrocketed after just watching these 5 minutes and my brother filling me in. Like, Roman Reigns is a superstar because he was like, hey, here's how I'm going to develop a character that's going to have nuance to it. And apparently he's like very different than just like the over-the-top heels that we grew up watching. Right. It's like a lot of like he manipulates people, and it's like almost like watching. It's almost like cinematic. And then there are obviously freak athletes, and then he also said Logan Paul is like amazing as a wrestler, and fans want to hate him, but even the people are like, yeah, he still sucks as a person, but he's fucking good at this. Yeah. Speed came out, he got KO'd. Yeah, they just like went so fucking hard for this.
Where was it?
Philly. Over 2 nights, too. Now it's over 2 nights. When we were kids, it's 1 night. Yeah. So over 2 nights. Wow. So they don't just build for years with story. They build to the second night. They have 1 night. Shit is going to happen, of course, but that's just building more hype.
And if you're a real wrestling fan, you're going to both.
Yeah. You're going to both.
There's no way
that you only deliver. To build the hype and then deliver is one of the hardest things. And they just apparently nailed it.
And they've transitioned pretty quickly into not having Vince McMahon involved at all.
Well, apparently the Triple H took over. You remember apparently he took it to new heights. Yeah. Him and Roman Reigns together like really took it to by every metric.
Really?
I mean, yeah, we don't just necessarily watch as much because there's so many, but like online impressions.
Yeah.
I think pay-per-views for this are the highest ever. Like by every metric, it's never been more popular.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow.
Did you watch it growing up as a kid?
I watched it for like 2-3 years. Probably we all watched at the same time. Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock. The Rock was. You would be like, "Hey man, what do you want to eat for dinner?" And then the guy would start answering. It doesn't matter what. All we did was live as The Rock. It was an unbelievable time.
Yeah, it was incredible.
And then the sucking shit.
Yeah,
it was fantastic.
I went to one when I was a kid.
Really? How
I was really young, and it was out in New Jersey. It was cool. I got to see the Ultimate Warrior. I think it was Ultimate Warrior, and then Undertaker. I think they fought or something like that. But yeah, it was really cool. I mean, completely sold out. It's massive arena. You're just watching wrestling, and this was back in the day. I'm sure it's the same now, but where we're like the first few matches. You don't really know the guys, and they're just doing interesting stuff, physical stuff, but the storylines aren't that like pervasive. But the headline matches were always really interesting, and like that music hits and just
different.
It goes crazy. Yeah, it just goes crazy.
They've really got this down.
What do you mean that they say that it's fake now?
So apparently, my brother told me like when they were saying there were sports. There's like all these regulations you got to go through. You got to go through commissions. There's taxes you got to pay. And Vince publicly was like, you know what? It's fake. This is entertainment. And then you don't have to go through nearly as many hurdles.
We like it more knowing that it's fake.
Yeah, and I think I think he was like, everybody knows anyway.
Yeah.
Now my brother said he went to one of these things and he was sitting up top and he was like kind of shocked how many people still believed it's real. But online. And the online community of wrestling is going to be huge.
But believing it's real is like believing Avengers. TV. No, actually, I would say believing reality TV is more plausible. Believing it's real is like believing Avengers, in that like we know that this is a movie, but we are submitting ourselves to the movie. So when someone we care about dies, we get emotional. When something really awesome happens, we get excited. Yeah. And we know it's all fake. We know it's all orchestrated. But it doesn't matter. We are submitting ourselves to the story. And that's the power of story. To what you were saying is it seems like they've really gotten into the story of these characters. And now I'm just believing the characters. And the wrestling is an excuse to tell the story.
Yeah.
Whereas when...
non-gay soap opera. If you're a guy, you don't feel embarrassed about watching the soap opera.
And then when we were down in Mexico, we were watching that Lucha Libre. Yeah. Like to me, and again, there might be stories that are like built in for generations, and I don't know. But for me, it seemed like it was much more about the acrobatics.
Yeah, the sport.
Yes. Where it was just like the choreography was insane. There's 3 people and there's like 3-on-3 matches the whole time. And it was really awesome what they were doing. But I don't even know if they talked.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember if they were talking at all.
Yeah.
But it was really awesome. The choreography was awesome, but a little bit different than this, where it's like all that cheering and insane explosions of the reactions came from one choke slam.
Yeah.
Just tension.
Yeah. That's so cool. Okay, what else we got, my boys?
I wonder how much Rock gets for coming back.
Apparently, I think he's involved. He's like a full board member or something. He's like up there with the company that acquired WWE. TKO or something they're called. I could be wrong about that, but and then it was kind of cool to just be like, you know what? I'm getting pushback on being the main event, even though I'm going to get the most. So let's just have some fun. I'm going to turn heel. And apparently he's really good as a heel. Like wrestling fans who are into story are like, he's fucking great as this and better than he is as Dwayne Johnson. Like he's great at this. Apparently cussing like to the point that they're having to edit him a bunch and it's just like, what's going on here? But he's just in it. And they love that.
Well, he also played a villain. Or he played Black Adam as like the first villain he did.
Ah.
Yeah. So it might be like a...
He started as a heel.
He started heel.
He started heel, but he was so funny that people just loved him. They had to build into the storyline that he was... Because I remember he was supposed to be a heel, but he'd get such a big pop that I was like 14, I'm watching, I'm like, they can't keep... I remember being like, they can't keep him as a bad guy, right? Like, we love him. Yeah. He's so funny. That's the power of funny. He just won off of humor.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I want to see Stone Cold.